My name is Osvaldo Rodriguez. I am currently a student, just graduated from Wake Tech Community College, and am moving on to University of North Carolina and Greensboro. I currently study biology, and I'm involved in a variety of different research projects as well as advocacy projects as well. The way I got started into this, however, was really non-traditional. As a kid, I wasn't necessarily always the best in school, but I knew I wanted to be somewhere. So I was always involved with a lot of different projects. My mother always had me going with her to a lot of her different community events. And eventually I found myself going to Wake Tech the first time to learn how to be an electrician. So I got into work with a company called Dish Network. And for many years, I'd been working with them, just doing basic technical work, but I was never very happy. So the money was great, wasn't happy, and I always knew I wanted to go back. Eventually, I found my way into medicine. And I fell in love with the field. I got to work with several different doctors from all over the world who just were doing amazing work, and that gave me direction. But again, I just didn't know what I needed to do. So like many other students who don't go through the traditional pathways, I found myself at Wake Tech Community College. And that's where I've been at for the last few years, just working my way through the system and learning as much as I can. So my first semester there, I took on biology, but I didn't know how that would translate into becoming a doctor or what was necessary for it. I had a professor, Erin Doughney, who came up to me and she said, "Hey, how would you like to apply some of your work experience into doing actual research for the school?" And that's where I got my first research gig. So we did a very simple project. It was basically fruit flies and ethanol tolerance. Just basically saying, how drunk can we make flies? And it was very interesting and kind of silly at first, but there was very broad implications for the study. And it's one that's been mimicked by many other students in the past using various different genetic strains. So as soon as I got to see how model organisms and repeating certain experiments could actually fulfill my path, but also extend the knowledge that other universities and students have access to, I became in love with the idea of research, but also in love with the idea of getting more students involved with our research program. Eventually, I was provided the opportunity to begin my own research program, and I was really proud of this because it's basically talking about doing master's level work at the undergraduate level at a community college, no less. And this is something that hasn't really been heard of throughout any community college system before. This program was started by Dr. Jackie Swanik, and we were doing it through something called the START Internship program. So through this internship, I was able to develop and look into studies about cognitive behavior using model organisms as the basis for that study. And we looked at how blue light affected or potentially could affect how people think and how it preserves the various neurological pathways or destroys the various neurological pathways that the blue light interacts with. I was able to recruit a couple of students to help me, primarily my partner, Arlena Rodriguez. And we spent over a year and a half developing this project, going to various different conferences and promoting the things that we had learned, as well as exchanging ideas with a variety of other students, and then also gaining some new ideas and perspectives from different students from all over the state. What also winded up happening is that more and more colleges and professors became interested and aware of the fact that community colleges were doing this type of research that they had only ever seen from four-year universities before. And that became something very unique. The whole point of the START Internship program that Dr. Jackie had started was to give students at the community college level the opportunity to advance themselves and legitimize the work that they were doing already. 46% of Hispanics and minorities will be going through the community college track as opposed to going through the traditional four-year track and then transfer to the four-year universities to pursue their careers. The big problem, though, is that sometimes there's a stigma associated with going to a community college. Luckily, Wake Tech Community College is just superb all over the nation. North Carolina currently has a community college system that is considered the envy of a lot of other states, and they wish they could emulate us. So by using a program like the START Internship and getting students from a variety of different disciplines to begin research, work with one another, go out into the communities and promote the work that they're doing, present the work that they're doing, get published, that adds an additional layer of credibility to these community colleges. But also because Hispanics and women are overrepresented in these community college tracks, this non-traditional pathway presents a unique opportunity in which we can, or the colleges themselves, can begin to recruit some of the best minds amongst our community. And not only are they going to transfer into these four-year universities with research under their belt, they're going to have a unique, diverse experience that they can offer that they wouldn't have gotten anywhere else. And then they're also going to have people who are just devoted and experienced in exactly the fields that they're willing to research and the things that they want to do with their lives. So right now, what I could say is the most pressing matter is that people like Dr. Jackie Swanik and Erin Doughney, there's only so much that they can do. They can put the water out there, but they can't make the horse drink it. So what we need from our community is that we need to continue reaching out for these programs. The START Internship is just one of many different ideas that are out there, but they continue to need continual attention and advocacy for. So recently I was in Washington, D.C., speaking with congressmen, with Dr. Jackie Swanik and Dean Richard Sullins. And we were looking for new ways of getting funding for this program because it is new and unique, and there's currently no mechanism around for making this function on a statewide level effectively, and to encourage students to stay on there and make it affordable for them. But that doesn't stop us from continuing to push. For every one of me that goes to Washington, D.C., we need to have several more students here working hard and looking, oh, wait, he went to D.C., I want to go to D.C. too. And that's not just for people studying to become doctors or attorneys or looking for something within the STEM field. That's everybody within our community. Some people are not interested in going to four-year universities. They want to go to trade schools. But how do you maximize what you do for your life in your community? Well, at the community college level is the perfect place to do it. By using whatever it is that you do, your trade, your studies, to affect the community around you, not only is your business going to be well, but you're also going to find yourself being more fulfilled and more adaptable to today's growing economy, globalization, and then automation as well that's coming down the pipeline. So again, what I really stress to people is that we've got to continue being involved. Especially us Hispanics, we've got a unique perspective, and the universities are jumping for that. And the more we get involved in research, the more we reach out, and even at any community college or four-year university, wherever you're at, if you don't see the program that you're interested, you need to demand it. And people are there listening, ready to make that work for you. You just got to speak up for it. And so I hope in the future, from here on out, that yes, I want to get into med school. Yes, I want to continue my research. But the most important thing for me right now is making sure that this message gets out there, that people know that people are listening and ready to help. So after being involved in this research and having this wonderful time of going out and doing advocacy work in Washington, D.C., getting to meet the variety of different people that are involved in influencing how education gets spread across the U.S., or across North Carolina, I received a lot of great news from different colleges that I applied to, and I winded up in UNC-Greensboro because I really love their program. I'm interested in working in health disparities in the future, and I just love the diversity of that campus. But one of the things that I hear from my peers is, hey, don't you have a kid? Why are you continuing with this? You probably should work, right? Like, that's a lot of sacrifice. I did have a kid at an early age. And I know that amongst the minority communities, life isn't going to work in the most traditional manner. It's not going to work from, hey, everything happened perfect, and now I'm going into college and whatnot. And that's great for those who do have that. But for some of us, it's not even about a kid. It's I come from a family that's poor, or I come from a family, we have no idea how the system works, or my parents have one set mind for me and they don't want me to do anything else, and that's what they demand from me to do if I go to college. So what I really encourage is that you understand, though, that the world is changing. The community around you is changing. More and more people are coming, and they're bringing in new ideas. And the jobs that we have right now, those are also going to begin to change, so much so that it's not good enough just to go through a basic training, basic high school education anymore. Those aren't good enough. Like, what we need more of, what we have to do is get ourselves educated. And even if we find ourselves in jobs that don't need a 4-year degree, the people around us that affect how we live, that affect the laws that govern us, that give us our children our education, as well as our healthcare, those people are going to be in control. And if we can't communicate directly with them and be on the same playing field, we're going to be at a serious disadvantage. So the best way to take care of that is, again, community colleges are a great place for us to get introduced to that. And then also for those who are already familiar with the system to go through and really test out a variety of different methods, a variety of different pathways that are available to us, and make connections with those within the community that truly care about what direction we're going in and providing any type of education or outreach that we could have. For people who are younger, the biggest thing that I could recommend is not to think that where you are right now is where you're going to end up. Every new day that comes along is a new opportunity to make yourself something new, to advance yourself somewhere else. People want these unique perspectives. And so for everything that you thought was perhaps a roadblock, that's not a roadblock. That is a new opportunity to learn something and to provide a new method for somebody else to overcome their own personal roadblocks. So again, I really recommend going into the community college systems, experiencing what they have to offer, and then also reaching out for research programs, reaching out to a variety of different advocacy programs, really getting yourself involved in the community. I'm always more than happy to assist people. All you have to do is give me a call. I'm available on Facebook all the time. I have a LinkedIn profile, but I also know a variety of other professors and doctors who are more than happy and looking and able to find people that that they want to get involved in the same programs that I've been at. And for where I've come, someone who comes out behind me, I hope to see them go even farther. And that's why we need people from the community to get themselves involved in this program. Once again, my name is Osvaldo Rodriguez. I'm very proud to be Latino, but I'm also extremely proud to be a Southerner in North Carolina. Happy to have grown up here, and now I can see my education is taking root here and really going to a lot of places. So in the future, I hope that not only can I represent the Hispanic community at large, but I also can represent us as a fabric of what makes North Carolina important and what makes America important for all of us. Please feel free to reach out to me. Students, especially if you're new to the education system, the 4-year university system, the 2-year university system, if you're going into trade school or you're going into nursing school and you're just like, how do I do this? Who do I talk to? Where do I go? Please feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to direct you to the right people. If you are a professor and you'd like to get in touch with Dr. Jackie Swanik, Erin Doughney, and see what it is that they're doing and provide additional help or even cross-reference several different ideas, again, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to connect you and help you network. Ultimately, I'm very easy to access. You can find me on Facebook, you can find me on LinkedIn, and I'll always be available to help.